Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Mel and I'm back once more like I promised for my previous video. Today I'm gonna be teaching you how to lodge your study permit application for Canada through the Gckey account. Like I mentioned, there is another portal which is called the IRCC portal, but I am not familiar with that platform. So for today, I will only be sharing with you the application process using the Gckey. On this video, we will discuss everything in a step-by-step process and how to answer the forms. So, if you are one of those people who are ready to lodge and don't know how to, then this video is for you. But if you are someone who still doesn't know or doesn't have an idea on what documents that you need to prepare, then I would suggest that you click on that video, my previous video, where I talk about the things that you need to do and prepare to apply for a study permit in Canada. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so like I mentioned, the website for the IRCC or the Immigration Canada official website is cic.gc.ca. So this is what you're gonna see. Just choose English and go to my application and then sign in or create an account. So if you don't have a Gckey account yet, click register. This is very easy. Okay, the step-by-step process is here. First, click register, sign up, read the terms and conditions, and click accept. Create a username and a password, and then create your security questions in case you forgot your passwords, right? And then click continue to get to the sign up complete page, and then read the terms and conditions, click accept, and then enter your information and follow the steps to create your account. So it's very easy. This is like creating a Facebook account. So I'm not gonna teach you this, so you can probably do that yourself. So if you have your Gckey account now, then just sign in. Okay, so just click continue. And then I accept. This is the terms and conditions, and then you will be asked for identity validation. You will set 4 questions for yourself. Every time you log in, you will be asked randomly out of the 4 questions. So you should know the answers to the questions. Okay, all right, so this is the screen that you will see. Okay, as you can see, you have no application submitted, or you also don't have an application that you haven't submitted. So how do you begin an application? You go to start an application, apply to come to Canada. Okay, for reference, I will be doing a sample for an application for a family of 3, so we can do a study permit application for you, an open work permit application for your spouse, and a study permit application for your minor. Okay, if your children, okay, don't quote me on this, but from what I understand, if your child is 5 and below, that will be considered as TRV or temporary resident visa. They're not studying yet. But if your child is 6 and above, they will be under study permit. So I'm not very familiar with the TRV application because my children were all above 6 years of age. So that form, I cannot teach you how to answer because I didn't do it myself. Okay, so once you click apply to come to Canada, this is what you're gonna see. We don't have this reference code, so just click on visitor visa, study, and or work permit. Okay, so we are gonna find out if we are eligible to apply. So this list of questionnaires, you have to answer carefully. Make sure you answer correctly because your answers here will be the basis of the forms that you would need later on. This will generate the forms that you need. So, yeah. Okay, first, what would you like to do in Canada? Okay, study. We are doing, the first one is for the student. Okay, like in our case, it's, let's say for example, this is for me. How long are you planning to stay in Canada? The only choice is temporarily, less than 6 months, more than 6 months, or permanently. So in our case, more than 6 months, temporarily. Okay, select the code that matches the one on your passport. So PH. What is your country or territory of residence? If you're presently in Canada, you should select Canada. But for our case, we just choose Philippines. Do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident and is 18 years or older? So, family member would mean an applicant's closest relatives in the context of an application to IRCC. It is defined as a spouse or common law partner, dependent children, and their dependent children. So, if you have an aunt or uncle, then your answer will be no. So, if you don't have a spouse who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, then say no. What is your date of birth? Okay, let's just pretend 1990, January 1. Okay, are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States? No. But if you are, then click yes. Have you been accepted to a designated learning institution? So this is a school, the one that I mentioned in my previous video. So of course, you have to pick yes. Have you visited or lived in any one of the designated countries for 6 consecutive months in the last year? I think Canada already stopped like these designated countries. Just answer no. Have you had a medical exam performed by an IRCC authorized panel physician within the last 12 months? Okay, for study permit or open work permit application, it is your option if you want to do your medical ahead before you lodge, and that is called an upfront medical. So this means even before you lodge or even before you submit your application, you already did your medical. This is what I was talking about yesterday. But you can also choose to not do the medical yet and wait for them to ask you to do a medical. But that would, like what I said, is hard to get an appointment from what I heard in the Philippines. So it will take some time. So I would suggest that you do an upfront medical exam already. So if you did, just say yes. Okay, so here the question is, do you have a guaranteed investment certificate or GIC of at least 10,000? GIC is money from your home country that you transferred to a Canadian bank. There's 2 banks that process GIC. One is Scotiabank and one is CIBC. That's what I heard. But for our case, we did not do GIC. So this is just one way of showing the visa officer that you already have a money in Canada. So because once you transfer that 10,000 and when you come to Canada, you cannot withdraw the 10,000 all at once. It will be on a monthly staggered basis also for 12 months. I am not sure how much they will release every month, but it's a guarantee. That's why it's called a guaranteed investment certificate, because your money is in Canada and you cannot just take it out anytime you want. So in a span of 12 months, then you can get monthly, or you can withdraw monthly, but with a limited amount. So, and there's also, for applying for a student permit, there's 2 streams. There's one is regular stream and the other one is the student direct stream, or SDS. This was popular back in the day because SDS before was fastest to process. Because if you want to go or you want to apply under the SDS stream, this one on here, the one on the screen, are the requirements that you should have 10,000 GIC, that you have already paid 1 year of your tuition fee, and you have an English test, English language test, or IELTS. If you have all these three, then you automatically fall under the SDS stream. That is back in the day, like even if you look at the IRCC website, it says that SDS processing time is around 20 days, but it's not really what's happening in reality. So it's still better to do the regular stream, or yeah, regular stream is not having all three of this. You can have one, but not all three if you don't want to be under the SDS stream. So you can have the GIC, but if you didn't pay for the full tuition and you didn't take IELTS, you are still considered under regular stream. But for this demonstration, I would just select no for everything. Okay, what is your marital status? Married. And your province of destination? Alberta. Okay, so your result based on the information you provided, I am eligible to come to Canada as a student. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, do you have a valid work permit or study permit and need a visa to return to Canada? Obviously, we don't have, because we're still on the process of applying, so no. Are you an exchange student? No. Is work an essential component of your studies? There are programs that would require co-ops or internships, or what do you call the other one? I forgot the other terms. So co-op or internship, if your program has that, then you answer yes. But like in my case, I don't have co-op in my business administration program. So but for this demonstration, let's click yes. Are you a spouse, a common law partner, or child of a certain skilled worker or of a certain full-time international student that has or will have a status in Canada? So no. Okay, are you a recipient of Commonwealth Scholarship, a full bursary, and a participant in Canadian Aid Program? All of these are no. Okay, are you accompanying a family member that has a status in Canada or has recently been approved to come to Canada? So, in our case, since we're answering this, we are, our scenario is we are a family of 3 lodging an application all at the same time. This will be the case if the student applied alone and she already, or for example, for me, I applied alone as a solo applicant and I got approved. Now, after I got approved, I want to lodge an application for my husband and my kids. So if, for example, we are answering this for your husband, then you would have to say yes. Are you accompanying a family member that has a status in Canada, right? Because, or has been recently approved. So in that case, if I was already approved and they want to follow me, you would answer yes. But for this demonstration, we are doing a family of 3 applying all together, so we have to say no. Have you ever committed or been arrested, been charged with, or convicted of any criminal offense? So no. But if your NBI clearance would say otherwise, like you have a case or something, even if it has been dismissed, I think you might have to declare that here and say yes. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? So we are all done for the questionnaires for the student applicant. Now they're asking, or the site is asking if you want to add another family member. So yes. Okay, if you are submitting applications for more than one family member, please start with your spouse or your common law partner. Okay, so next. Common law partners, by the way, are those that are not married but are living together. So for Canada, they recognize that it doesn't. You don't really have to be married. So they recognize common law partnership. It doesn't matter if you're same sex or man and wife. That's okay. But you have to have all the supporting documents. There are a lot of supporting documents for common law partnership, which I am not familiar, so I'm not gonna talk about it because I am not in a common law partnership. So yeah. What country does your family member live in? So let's say PH. Which country issued your family member's passport? PH. Okay, is your family member a permanent resident of the United States? No. Okay, what is your family member's current marital status? Married. What is the birthday? Let's just put like January 2. Okay. And where will your family member be staying in Canada? Okay, so we just put the same province as me. Why is your family member visiting Canada? So, for the spouse, it will be work with an open work permit. That will be the option for the spouse. Has your family member ever been convicted, arrested, or been charged with criminal offense? No. Has your family member had a medical exam? Yes. Let's pretend that the whole family is done with the medical exam. In the past 10 years, has your family member given their fingerprints and photo for application to come to Canada? Let's pretend that this is the first application, so no, we haven't done our biometrics. The fees associated with your family member's application, will you be paying your family member's fees? Yes. Who else? Do you want to submit another application for a family member? So yes, let's pretend that we have a kid, right? What country? So again, the questions will be basically the same. Is their family member a resident, permanent resident in the US? And no. So we're talking about the child here, right? So single. Birthday of your child, let's pretend 2015 January 3, so I won't forget. Okay, where will your family member be staying? The same. Is your family member currently or will they be living in Canada with a parent or legal guardian for their entire stay? Yes. Is your family member traveling with a parent who does not? This is a tricky question. Who does not have full legal custody of them? So if the full family is coming, right? The mother and the father. So they both have the full legal custody of the child. So, but the question here is who does not have. So the answer here would be no. But that will be the case if, for example, only one parent is flying or going to Canada with a child. So that parent doesn't have full custody, right? For example, only the mother and the child are applying. So the answer here would be yes, because the mother does not have full custody of the child. But if it's the whole family, then it shouldn't be a problem. Why is your family member visiting Canada? So for 2015, the birthday is 2015, so that will be 7 years old. So I would choose study more than 6 months. But for the TRV, like I mentioned before, those 5 and below, you have to choose visit all other types. Okay? But for the birthday or the age of this child that I registered is 7 years old, so I'm gonna be putting study more than 6 months. Has your family member ever committed or been arrested? No. Has your family member had a medical exam? Yes. Okay, I will be paying. Do you want to submit another application for a family member? Then no. So we'll stop here. We already have 3 members of the family. Are you giving someone access to your application? So for example, this is all DIY. You don't have any representative or whatsoever, so just choose no. In the past 10 years, have you given your fingerprints and photo for an application to come to Canada? No. So this is a question addressed to the student applicant, or like for me. But if you do have a tourist visa for Canada, you can say, and you just had it recently, then you can answer yes, because the biometrics or the fingerprint is valid for 10 years. There are fees associated with this application. Will you be paying with a fee? Yes. By the way, every time you click next, your answers are saved. So if you cannot finish answering, wait, I have an error. Okay, I accidentally clicked next. Okay, so if you cannot finish answering the questionnaires, is fine. You can log out and come back again and continue answering the questions. Okay, are you able to make digital copy of your documents with a scanner or camera? Yes. Will you be paying for your application fees online? You need a credit card or debit card? Yes. Okay, so you can review your answers. Here, there's a, what do you call that? A pen. It means that you can edit any answers here. If you made a mistake, so you can edit it anytime. And every time you log into your account, you will see this. So, yeah, you can change your answers anytime. Okay, so these are the step-by-step application. Use your account, save your application, upload your documents. Every file must be 4 MB or below. And these are the formats: PDF, JPEG, PNG, doc, or docx. Okay? There are some instructions here how to, lower the file size, because 4 MB is too small for some of the tabs here that we need to upload the documents. But yeah, we'll get to that later. Okay, just continue. Okay, so this is your document checklist. Now you have all the documents that you need for each family member. Okay, there's a heading. Anyway, the one on top will be for you, the main applicant or the student permit applicant. And then family members are here. Family member number 1, this will be your spouse. It doesn't say the name, but the birthday will be there. And then family member 2 would be the child. Okay, so these are the documents that you need to submit for the whole family of 3. I have to cut this video here first because I don't want it to be too long. We will have a part 2 on how to answer the forms, and we will go through each one of them. Hopefully that would not be a very long video as well. And yeah, we'll go to one by one each tab. And yeah, if you find this video helpful so far, please like and Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video to anyone you know who is interested to apply and don't know what to do or where to begin. Suggest my previous video to them. So yeah, I'll end this video here. We'll continue for the part 2. I'll see you in that one. Bye guys!